So hello YouTube and my subscribers, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at this Jagdpanzer IV L70, a 135 scale from Tamiya. This is an older version of this kit. I think they have a newer one. I think they might have a newer molding of it. This is one of the older ones. I like to buy the older ones. They are still good and cheaper. Cheap is good. So, normal Tamiya box art here. Here on the side, the same thing. And here we have a few other ones. I have one of these. I have one of these. But my broom bear is from Dragon. I have one of these. And I have one of these from Dragon. But it's the Alf F2 actually, which I read is actually Alf FG. Alf G. Austrian G. I don't know why they label it like that. Whatever. So let's go through the instructions real quick. You see we have 4 sprues of plastic, and there's a poly track with it as well. Then we start with the suspension, the sprocket, road wheels, and idler wheel. And here we're putting together the exhaust, and here on the back plate. Support rollers. And putting on the back plate, the front plate, the bogies and support rollers. Here putting the road wheels and sprockets and idler wheel on. This looks like the skirts on the side, but the skirt on the side is short, and this shows like long. Okay, not sure. Then we have, it looks like the for the gun, putting the hatches together here. Then we're working on the top of the hull. Got the supports and stuff here, and the plate in the back. And then here we go with the outside. You put the gun in, the mantle on, and all these details on top. These periscope doors and everything. And some tools around here. And here we have, well, it's showing an option for the long or the short one, so you can make either one. As well as these supports here. Then we put the jack on. Here's an axe and some more detail here. More detail, extra road wheels, shovel, crank, fire extinguisher, these shields here. And here we're putting an extra track on. Then we have our painting instructions here. You have this version, which I can't read. So here we have our painting instructions. We have this version in dark yellow, or we can do a camouflage one with dark yellow, dark green, and red brown. You also have here it explains divisional marks and everything. And here it explains the numbers. So we have our options of the Panzer Training Division, 2nd Panzer Division, 9th Panzer Division, 116th Panzer Division. We also have the tactics mark. So here's our track. Nice detail on both sides of it. It's pretty good for polytrack. But it's the kind of polytrack you're going to have to glue together. I don't think you... No. It has pins to melt, but I like to put a little glue in it anyways. Put glue in it and then melt it together. It holds better that way. So here is our hull. You see the underneath, there's nothing on it. It has the, for the motors, it has these parts. It also has here in the front for the motor, for the metal rod and everything apart. We have some nice bolts around here, and it does have a little texture to it. I think it's okay. The whole thing with texture, it depends on what kind of, if it was cast or whatever, because the cast stuff has more of a texture to it than the other. So here is a tree. We have the top of the hull. It also has a little bit of texture to it. I think that's enough for this kind of armor. Like I said, like if it's a cast turret or something like that, it has a much rougher texture. But this earlier stuff doesn't really have that rough texture as much. And if you brush paint it, I think it's enough. You have some nice bolts around here. The back deck looks okay as well. And here you see it looks okay. See the underneath here, there's a lot of deep pin marks and stuff. The front looks good though. Here looks good. The mantle looks okay. Yeah, the spare track looks good. Even though there's some pin marks that have to be cleaned up on this side, it's okay. It's not so difficult. Little standing. We'll get rid of those two. There's a pin mark in the middle too, but this one's gonna have to be filled. The figure is okay, but there's a molding line along the side. It's gonna have to be sanded down. The tools look pretty good. The long gun tube. Have a molding line along the side. Both sides. It's going to have to be sanded. Not bad looking. Here are the side skirts. You see they're big, but on the picture it shows the short ones. So I guess you can do it how you want. You also have here the short gun tube as well. I didn't know that it comes with both of them. I would just buy two of them, but I bought extra the short one from Revell. It would be better to buy two of these other than one from Revell. Here we have more extra track. Also have pin marks. All have to be filled in. I think the skirts look okay, but there's pin marks here as well that have to be filled. The gun tube looks alright. These look good too. Here's the back plate. It looks pretty good too. There's some nice bolts and everything around there. Here's the jack. It comes in multiple parts. A lot of the tools around here. Here we have the road wheels. They look okay. There's pin marks here deep inside. That's not going to be seen when you put them together. The exhaust, and it will be hollow. And I would take a file and file this middle piece out here. Just extend the hollowness so it goes all the way in. And it looks better that way. It would be easy to do with a file. I have some really small files about this big, and they're good for stuff like that. Here's a fire extinguisher. I think that's what it is at least. Looks like one. So here is our last bag. Here we have the poly caps and the last sprue with the suspension parts. The bogies look really nice here. The springs aren't all that nice. They're okay. We do have detail on both sides of the springs though. That's a good added detail. Sprocket looks nice on both sides here. And you have this, but it's okay. But it looks nice still. Support rollers. Inside's kind of flat, but it's okay. The idler arm looks good too. I mean, idler wheel, I mean, looks good. Okay, so, and here are our sprocket pieces here for the hub. I'll be using this one. This is for the motorized version, I think. But they don't put that stuff in there no more, I guess. It looks good too. So all in all, I think this is a pretty nice looking kit. It does have a lot of pin marks, so that's going to have to be filled in. The extra track has pin marks. The shields on the side have pin marks. You have to fill in. And underneath the thing have pin marks too. But it has pretty nice detail for an older Tamiya kit, I think. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And join me next time. We're going to take a look at my ZSU 23-4 in 135 scale. It's already built. It'll only be a view of the model because I don't have the instructions to it anymore. So until then, bye.